So without further ado, I want to introduce a friend of mine. We met through a mutual friend in New York who I had as a guest on my podcast, Vera, and we are in a writing group together. And I have enjoyed having her as my writer friend. I'm curious to talk to her also as a reader and for her job purposes, because I find her job very interesting as somebody who started a podcast. She's actually a podcast producer and started her own company, which is insane to me at such a young age. Like, it's so crazy. So, without further ado, please welcome my friend Sarah Tulloch. Sarah, thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be on the podcast. It was such an amazing idea when you brought it up to me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. I mean, you're technically a professional. So, I'm waiting for your wisdom, I guess, throughout this. But I'm curious to start out. So we are friends and we have talked, as friends and socially, but I haven't heard a lot about your career other than the fact that you've started your own company and like I've seen it online. Can you give the listeners a little background into how that started?
Yeah, so right now I'm a podcast content manager. I basically handle all the editing, clipping the clips, posting it everywhere, as well as like the show notes and the newsletters. It's basically like everything you would need to like start a podcast and keep it consistent because that's a lot of people's problem is not being able to record on a schedule or they just get too tired to do all the clips and everything. So I handle that for everyone.
It's
Um,
all the hard stuff, like the
yeah.
admin work that like I don't want to do.
Yeah. So I let my hosts stay creative and then I do all the little tidbits that I am
So,
very
what
interested in. Like
makes
I
you
love
like the podcasting side more than maybe like content creation on other platforms or something? Like, what made you say podcasting?
I feel like podcasting is more of a complete story in the sense of production because sometimes when you're working with just reels or just carousels or just blog posts are a little more similar to podcasts, but you kind of get little tidbits of what the person is trying to say rather than the entire picture. And I felt like I can see the big picture better with working in podcasting.
Kind of your favorite
Sure.
parts of the job, a little bit of your day to day, how you find clients.
So my favorite part of the job is listening to and being able to help these podcasts and these hosts spread their word and their message. I work with like a lot of coaches, confidence coaches, cancer recovery coaches, business coaches. So it's all these women working like kind of laterally because sometimes with
Mm,
podcasts, you think of either like the biggest asshole you know, or you think of like the biggest girl boss ever, ever, ever to ever exist. But these women with these podcasts are like boots on the ground helping real people
mm,
like one-on-ones or like group coaching, helping people build their businesses, get in better careers, recover from cancer, um, build the dream of their lives because they just never thought to dream that big. Like you can really
mm.
see how you can name all the people who have benefited from these episodes, from these coaches, these hosts, and I think it's just really inspiring and it just brings a lot of like how would I say this? Like
Yeah.
positivity in the world. Like I've been writing since I was a kid. Like I remember writing a little like post-it note like picture book when I was like 5 years old. Like I've always been into writing. My room has always been filled with books. Like I had all the Disney picture books. Like I always loved reading and writing. I actually wanted to be an author illustrator when I grew up, but I didn't keep up with the illustrating part and that takes like so many years to hone. So I'll probably go back into illustrating for like fun, but I never got to like amazing status, you know? So, um, but I do, one of my goals is for like if I make it big and like I prefer fantasy to be in animation if the like CGI is going to be shit. So I do want like to maybe make my books into like an animation like how Castlevania is on Netflix and Netflix had a really great run for animation for a bit. But yeah, I want to bring back the importance of 2D animation. Um, but yeah, and then as I got older it was kind of hard for me to stick to one like manuscript. Like I've always had the idea of like this female like champion, like this female hero. But I've had so many ideas that I've took apart and put together, and now I feel like the one that I'm working on now is like the best iteration of this champion that I've been thinking of for all these years. So, yeah, and I have 45,000 words of this manuscript, so
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Well, for the listeners, Sarah is also the person that in our writing group. So the way that it works is like we write together, hopefully in silence, but realistically, when we're in a coffee shop, it's not. And Sarah's the one that writes the most.
I write the most because I don't write during the week, and it's been such a problem because I need to hit my word count for the week or else I'll be behind in my whole like manuscript writing schedule. Um, but yeah, I end up keeping people
No,
on track because I'm like, you guys are
she
talking.
does. Tell the listeners. What makes you happy and what is your definition of happiness?
Wow, what makes me happy and what is my definition of happiness? I think what makes me happy is being calm and content. I think that as we get older, and especially with like social media and the internet, like we can see how crazy and terrible and awful the world can be, and that can be so bombarding. And I used to let it affect me so deeply. Like every single problem was my problem specifically to fix. And I don't know if that's a benefit of growing up like on Tumblr, like being like chronically online. Like every problem is my problem. But you do have to work to see the goodness in your own life and see the goodness in your own real life community. Like, definitely don't ignore problems and definitely don't stay informed, but also look around and see what goodness is around you. And if something is really harming you or is a bad situation, you do have a right to leave. So. I feel like, yeah, having a common content life and not running away from anything, but definitely not um taking anything that doesn't serve you.
Sarah, what would you do if you knew you wouldn't fail?
Um, I think what I'm doing now, because that was
Okay.
really, I mean, I love that question too, and I think I saw it on like Tumblr or something like years ago, and it's haunted me ever since. And I'm like, that was when it was like I have to get into this business because I have no other choice and I cannot fail. And I have to write this
Mm,
book because I have all these people around me and I said I was going to do this and I cannot fail. And it's kind of that mental safety net of like,
yeah.
well, I can't fail anyway. It's not going to happen. So I just have to do it. So